We are so excited to announce our Easter 2025 hub. This is available on the Healthy Churches Toolkit. It is a comprehensive um, sermon series, sermon resources, discussion guides, social media graphics, everything that you need to promote Easter at your church and see people come to know the Lord as you preach the gospel faithfully in your church this Easter. And this is available for free if you go to healthychurchestoolkit.com, sign up for a 7-day free trial, access all of the resources, and it costs you nothing if you cancel before the end of your 7 days. But hopefully, you'll find all of the great value that we have inside of the Healthy Churches Toolkit, and you want to keep that subscription. But this is live right now at healthychurchestoolkit.com. All right, let's dive into it. I'm as excited about this as I have been anything that we've added to the toolkit in terms of the ability for this resource to save you a lot of time and effort and stress this Easter. And so we've just launched the Easter 2025 hub inside the Healthy Churches Toolkit. I've got my desktop shared with you. I'm logged into my fake account of James Johnson, the most generic sounding name possible. So let me walk you through what's in the hub, how to get there, and how to use all of the resources. Let's start here on the home page. When you log in, you should see, hopefully, you've uploaded your smiling face there. And right up at the top is our Easter Hub 2025, and you can, it's now live. You can click and launch into that. That is going to pull up our Easter Hub landing page here. And this is just an overview. So what we have chosen to do with this Easter hub I think in the spirit of the Healthy Churches Toolkit, we didn't want to just give you printable materials. We wanted to give you more than that because it's more than just Easter is more than just a promotion. It's an opportunity for you to share the gospel. So we wanted to empower you with some additional tools. We know a lot of you are in churches where you're the only staff person, and so getting everything together is a lot. So we wanted to give you everything you needed to make Easter successful, and at the same time, still give you the flexibility to make changes and make this really your own. So what we've done is we created a series, an Easter series, and we're calling it Easter every day. And the idea is we're looking at these moments and these glimpses in scripture in the Easter story, tying that practically into our everyday lives and seeing how can the story of Easter not just be something that we celebrate on one Sunday, but something that impacts us every day. And the power of Easter transforming our everyday life. So that's the concept behind the series. And there's a brief overview here of the series breakdown. Now, here in the hub, we have these four key categories of resources to help you out. The first are these sermon outlines. They're not just outlines. We also have a couple of other Easter resources here. So there's um, a sermon outline for each of the three main pieces of this series, which this series is not a multi-week series. It's a Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday. Now I know some of you do like a Maundy Thursday service. We've not accounted for that. We know some of you don't do a Good Friday service at all. That's okay. So that's what I'm talking about, flexibility here. You can add to this as much as you want, or you can use what you want and leave the rest. It's totally fine. The Palm Sunday and the Easter Sunday outlines are both designed to be like 30 to 40-minute long messages. They're a little bit longer. The Good Friday outline is already designed to be a little bit shorter. We know that a lot of you only maybe do a 15 or 20-minute message on Good Friday. You keep those services nice and tight because it's in the evening, and you maybe really have to keep it to a tight hour. Plus, you maybe have some other elements that are traditional for you in a service like that. So it's designed to be a little bit shorter. And these are just Word documents, so you can click and download these. It's going to automatically download for you. You can open it up, and it's going to pull open these sermons. Now, we've taken a somewhat of a expository preaching approach where we're going to walk through a text and make some key observations and then tie that into some practical application and conclusions. And then each one has some supporting scriptures that you can pull in if you'd like to, some ideas around key illustrations, some preaching notes. And again, this is very high level, but that's kind of the point. We're not writing the sermon for you, but we are hoping to get you started in the right direction. Now, the discussion guides are also in here, and these are also designed to be um, they're Word documents, I should say. So you can open these up and edit these as you'd like. Um, and the now you would need to edit it if you do some substantial changing to what we've done in the sermon outline. Then the discussion guide's not going to work quite as well. But there's great news for that. You can always go into our discussion guide generator, put in your own outline, and it's going to refresh that content for you and create a discussion guide that lines up. I also recognize that it's probably not likely that you're going to need a discussion guide for Palm Sunday and Good Friday and Easter because that's all within, 7 or 8 days of each other. But we thought better to give you more than you need than for you not to have what you need. So all of these are here to download. Also, in the sermon outlines section, we have just a simple countdown video that you might run on your screens. It's just a 5-minute countdown, nothing fancy there. We also have a PowerPoint slides template. It's just like the main slide and then a slide that's got the correct fonts for the heading and a subheading and content. So you can edit those, use that as a template to build out your own slides. We didn't create slides for all of these because we're assuming you're going to be making changes to these outlines, and we didn't think it'd be worth our time to make something that you were probably going to change. In fact, it might just make it harder for you going in and editing a bunch of slides rather than just making slides based on your own sermon and your own outline. The next section here is social media resources. So there is a general social media plan, a basic plan on what should you post on each day in the lead up to Easter week and during Easter week. And then we've provided the graphics that are helpful or useful in alignment with that social media plan. So we have some general graphics around announcing the dates and times of when your Easter services are going to be. And then we have a Palm Sunday promotional graphic, a Good Friday promotional graphic, Easter Sunday promotional graphic. And then the beauty of these is you can go in and edit any of these templates and, create some other kind of graphic that you might want to use. So all of the key elements are there. The fonts are there. The images are there. The series logo is there. And so you could make the graphic be whatever you want to. And we have it in these 3 standard sizes. This vertical image, which is like you would use in a Facebook or an Instagram story, or maybe Snapchat or something, I guess, if you use that. Um, a, uh, an Instagram image. Instagram has actually shifted their posts from not being squares anymore to just slightly bigger than squares. And then the Facebook image size here. I do want to point out, actually, I'm going to go through this whole overview of the content that's in here first, and then I want to show you the Canva piece of this because this is really important. On the outreach tools, this fourth and final section, we have here an Easter outreach strategy overview. This is a really helpful document, I think, when you download this and open it up. It's also in a Word document format so that you can edit this plan as much as you'd like, but it's just giving us an overview and talking about what are we doing online? What are we doing for a personal invitation strategy? What are we doing as it relates to guest experience and first impressions? We don't want you to think of outreach as just what you're doing on social media, but thinking bigger than that. Are we inviting people? Are we equipping people to be inviters, sort of an each one, reach one, or, who's your one type strategy, mobilizing your congregation to invite their friends and neighbors and family to attend your Easter service, and then also about the follow-up. So how are we following up with guests? So this is a helpful plan, I think, just an overview to help think about how should we plan for this, how will we follow up, and what is how are we spending our money, our resources to help promote this. Also in this outreach tools section, we have our some invite cards. So we have a postcard size, we have a business card size, and then we have a door hanger size so that you could go around a neighborhood next to your church and hang those on doors if you feel like you've got permission to do that and that wouldn't be annoying. I do think they're a nice way to kind of get the word out. Um, and then I'll come back to this AI tool here in just a minute as well. But let's move on to Canva. And then, oh, just as a point of reference, this if you're on the desktop version, this bar is sticky at the top and will help you just move from section to section. So, save your finger from having to scroll too much, right? All right, let's go down into Canva here. Now, this is just like our daily social media graphics. Actually, know that a lot of you just download these graphics as they are. You don't make any changes to them. I think that's what the majority of you do. You're not going into Canva and doing anything with them. You're just clicking download. You'll notice that that option is not available for any of this Easter stuff for obvious reasons. Your church name and your church logo and your times and all of those things need to be uh, in in these graphics. You can't just use them the way that they are on their own. You need to customize them. But um, and I know some of you, I've heard this from a few of you, go, well, I don't have a Canva account because I don't want to spend any money on a Canva account. So the good news is you don't need to spend any money on a Canva account. Canva is totally free to use. We've created these templates. You are welcome to use these templates. So, you can create a free Canva account just with your email address or certainly or sign in with Google. But the even better news is that if you have a nonprofit status with the United States, like you've got your 501(c)(3) paperwork, you can actually sign up for a Canva Pro account as a nonprofit through Canva for Nonprofits, which would give you 50 user accounts, and it's totally free. There are some hoops you have to jump through. You have to have your um, that 501(c)(3) IRS letter, the letter that you get. And then I think you have to own that. AJ, you're on here. I don't know. Do you want to just chime in briefly? Because I think you actually set that up for us. Do you remember setting that up and how long did that take? Was that difficult or was it pretty easy?
I don't recall a lot of the details about it, Scott, unfortunately, but I don't think that it was that big of a deal. And in most cases, companies that offer these kinds of things to nonprofits, usually it is just updating or uploading your, it's called letter of determination or LOD. And that's just a one-page document that you received from the IRS saying that, yeah, that's your tax status now. So, yeah, as long as you've got that, probably your federal ID and your letter of determination should be all you need, I think, to get going with Canva. And
Yeah.
sometimes these things, and I don't remember specifically for Canva, you do it and they tell you we'll respond within 48 hours or something. I don't think it was instant, but it wasn't a long waiting period.
It is worth noting if you're here in the States that I don't believe Canva is going to accept something from your state. It's going to need to be with the IRS. So now, again, that doesn't impact your ability to use these designs. You can have a free Canva account and use this stuff. So I just want to be really clear about that. But you can have more features in Canva, and I really would encourage you to take the time if you have your 501(c)(3) paperwork done. It's worth the little bit of a hassle to get access to all of those pro features in Canva. It's a huge value. So let's open this up. So when you click on this, if you've not done this with one of our social media graphics, we'll walk you through this process briefly. Click Customize in Canva. It's going to pull up another tab and it's going to say, oh, this template's created by Scott Ball. And you're not going to click Edit Template. And in fact, for you, I don't think that would even show up. I'm logged into Canva, so that's why that option's here. Um, you're going to click Use Template for New Design. You open that up. It's going to ask you if you want to open up the Canva app. I have the Canva desktop app and I like it. Otherwise, it'll just open up in a new tab for you in your browser because it's a web-based application. All right, so it's going to open this up and you can see it says copy of Easter announcement Instagram story, which is exactly what it will say for you, copy of. I think some people get nervous. Oh, if I go in here and I start editing this, is this editing it for other people? And the answer is no, it's not editing it for other people. You're just editing your own copy of this. Some people have asked, what do I do about saving it? Do I have to click save somewhere? No, Canva is automatically saving this design in your account for you. When you go back to your home screen, you'll see it. Copy of your, your document there. So you can change this up. You could certainly all the places where there's supposed to be a logo, you see your church logo here. So you could just delete that and find your own logo. So we've got the Malphurs Group logo here, and just add our logo and just put that right there where that logo was and add that. Obviously here, I don't think you're on 123 Apple Street in Anytown, Texas, so you'd want to change that out. Just click here and edit the text. Same thing with your church website. Edit the text and put in your own website. This is your opportunity to change up what you got in there for services. So maybe you're not going to do a Good Friday service. No problem. You can just delete that part and you got your Palm Sunday and you can say, well, we don't have two services. We just have one. Great. So you can change that to 10 a.m. And here we're going to have this say 10 a.m. And well, now we have this extra space so we can just move it around and make this smaller. Great. Now we're done. And that in just a few clicks, we've customized this and we're ready to go. Um, there's a few things, some few options that you have with this. You can just download this image, save it to your phone, save it to your computer, and you can schedule it in social media that way or post it in social media that way. You can connect to your social media if you have a pro account. If you see that little crown, that means it's a pro feature. But if you've taken the trouble to get set up a pro account, you can actually schedule posts for a future date inside Canva. So you'd be able to schedule this to go on Instagram or Facebook. If you wanted this to go out on the 7th of April, you could do that work now and have it scheduled and not have to think about it. And that would be really nice. Um, so here you go. You can download the image and you're ready to go. So you can go through all of the images that we have in here, um, just like that, and edit it the way that you want. So I'm not going to click on all of these. That would take forever. But all of the graphics that you need for this series are in there, and you can change them up. If you didn't like the title of what we came up with, you can change the title, just edit the text. One thing I do want to mention on the outreach tools here as it relates to Canva is a really, really neat feature. So let's say we want to do these business card size invites and open them up here in Canva. So here, obviously, you're going to need to take this out and put in your own logo. Oops. Put your logo in here, change this up, change the address if you need to. And then, and again, once again, edit this. I've put a space here for QR code so that if you've got a landing page, like an Easter landing page or a plan your visit module or something like that, you could put that QR code. You can do that right within Canva. You can click and add a QR code. Um, it will generate that within Canva. And here it is. Look, it's already right here, ready to go. I can just stick that right there in the scan me box. That took 2 seconds. Um, Now, once I've got everything just the way I like it, I can within Canva itself print these. I don't have to download these and send them to another printer or whatever. And I'm telling you this, we're not making any money on Canva printing. So this is not like a pitch so that we can make some extra money. That's I'm just telling you. The quality is really good. We've used this. We specifically designed these in Canva because we wanted you, one, to be able to edit them, and two, to be able to just go in here and print them. So you can get 100 of these. If you've got a church of 100 people for 22 bucks, you're ready to go. If you need more than that, you can get more than that. And then they've already applied a coupon, it looks like, that's relative to Valentine's Day, but you might be able to find some other coupon at some other time as well. So just wanted to point that out. We have door hangers. You can get those printed. We have postcard size versions of this invite. You can get that printed there as well. Um, I guess I would also say too, if you go, well, I don't want postcard size and I don't want business card size and I don't want door hangers. A pro feature, again, you need to have that free pro account set up, is that you can resize this to something else. So if you wanted it, resized as a, I don't know, AJ, you might want a yard sign. I mean, that might be a thing that some people might want. You can copy and resize this as a yard sign. Um, Open that up, and I probably don't need the back to be different, or maybe I do want the QR code, so maybe I'm moving that over here, and I'm putting that here. I don't know, something like this, and I'm gonna delete this. And now look, you can even get a preview of what that would look like in a yard. It's pretty cool. And you can get that thing printed. You can get a yard sign. So, I mean, it's just, I love Canva so much. And that's why we've created all of this stuff in Canva so that you can take advantage of all of those special kinds of resources in there. All right, one last thing I want to show you. So again, we've got these sermon outlines that you can customize and edit, discussion guides that go along with the outlines that we created, a social media plan, all of these graphics, an outreach strategy overview to help you think holistically about how you're going to reach out at Easter this year. These designs, which are ready to go for you, except you just need to add your own information inside of them, and you can print them from within Canva. The last thing that we wanted to empower you with in this is this new AI tool. So this is going to be available not just for Easter. You could use this anytime, but we're including it in the Easter Hub as well. And that's to work on a guest follow-up email sequence. A lot of you maybe just make something up, or you have kind of a standard thing that you send from the pastor the week after a guest visits. But really, you want to contact people not one time, but multiple times, and in multiple ways. This is specific to an email sequence, but we recommend a 4-week follow-up sequence. Now, you can always stop them out of that sequence if they end up engaging deeper. Then you could maybe hit stop on that for them. But generally speaking, you want to keep following up with them. So if you go into this AI tool, you're just going to fill this form out. So we've got First Community Church, and our worship time is at 10 a.m. And this is this is James Johnson, my fake account here. So we got James, and our church mission statement is know, follow, share Jesus Christ. Our church's culture in a few sentences. We might say laid back environment. We really care about reaching our city with the good news about Jesus. Um, we are a multi-generational church dedicated to reaching the next generation. We have a heart for discipleship and teaching God's word. So you can write whatever you want here. The more the merrier. Doesn't matter what you put, just so long as it accurately reflects your church. What's a guest's best next step? So what would you like for them to do next? So we've given the example of a newcomer lunch. Like you want them to go to a new member class or a growth track or a newcomer lunch. What's the thing that you would like for them to go to next? So I'm just going to stick with newcomer lunch. That sounds good. Or let's call it pizza with the pastor. Pizza with the pastor. And that happens monthly. And what's an ongoing ministry that we want guests to get connected to? So if they were really going to start being assimilated into the church, what's the next thing beyond Sunday morning that you would like for them to engage with? So let's say attend a 10 a.m. discipleship group on Sundays. Oh no, our service is at 10 a.m. At 9 a.m. Best generic call to action link. So what's our website? So we'll just say mailfirstgroup.com. All right. Create email sequence. So just give this a minute. Let it think through. And it's going to create a 4 email sequence. The first email is thanking people for coming. Hey, thanks for being here. And here we go. We got here, dear guest name. Hope this message finds you well. I'm Pastor James from First Community Church, so on, so on, so on. And it's taking this information that we've provided and it's creating a guest follow-up email. The second thing is the second email is focused on that next step you want a guest to take. Hey, come join us for pizza with the pastor. So the information is about that. This happens every month. It's a laid back gathering where you can ask questions, share stories, and find your place in our community. That sounds good. The third email is about how can we pray for you. So this email is always around we care about you, what's going on in your life, how can we be thinking about you and praying for you. So rather than just an ask for you to attend something that we're doing, it's an offer and an invitation to minister to this person. And then the fourth email is about connecting that assimilation step. Hey, join a discipleship group. Come be a part of this thing. So that's the sequence of the emails. But rather than you having to think about what you want to write and making it fancy and all of that, it writes it for you. And as always, you can edit these to your heart's content. Once you have it all worked out the way you like it, you can highlight that, copy it, and then come over here and like all of our AI tools, you can save it as a note. So we'll put all this down here so you can see everything that was there is now in this note. We add the note. When you add the note, it does refresh the page, so it wipes out whatever you had over here. So just know that it's gone now, except that you'll see it show up down here. So I saved it as a note, and now it's here. So if I had needed to go back and see what I wrote, I can go back in here like all of our notes, and you can go in here and edit the note and work on it some more and be able to find that. Okay, so this tool is available to you all the time, and in fact, when you're on the home page, um, you can get down here. We've moved the AI Assistance Hub up to a more prominent place. So it's easier to find those tools and it's added here as well. And this will be available to you all the time, not just for Easter, but you can link to it from within the hub, the Easter hub, or right here as part of the AI Assistance Hub. So that's an overview of all the things that are in the Easter Hub. I hope this blesses your church so much that it helps you get Easter ready in 2025. We can't wait to see how you take what we've provided and adapt it and make it your own. And we hope that the things that we've created help someone in your community come to know the Lord this Easter.